Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you 4 budget-friendly Christmas DIYs. I hope you enjoy. Let's hop right in. The first DIY are Dollar Tree Christmas trees. I bought these triangles during my Dollar Tree haul, and first I'm taking off the backing on them, and then I'm going to go in and peel off all the paper and get all that excess off with a sanding sponge. After I get all that excess paper off, we're going to go in and select some scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and these were really inexpensive at 25 cents per sheet. And now I'm just going to go ahead and turn this paper around and trace on the back of it so that we have a perfect cutout and we're able to glue that piece onto the top of our triangle where that previous design was on. And for this, I'm just going to use a glue stick. Now that I have that placement set up, I am actually going to go in and make dots on my paper where I would want to drill holes. And I'm going to drill these holes because I want to feed in some twinkle lights that I also bought from Dollar Tree. These twinkle lights, they did have some Christmas trees attached to the top of them, but I just removed those and all the excess glue that were on them. So after I get my first one in, I go back in where I made all those dots and drilled my holes and just made sure that they were wide enough to feed those lights through. And I think this gave it a really cool, unique look. In with my hot glue gun and put that backing back onto that triangle now that I have all the lights fed through. After that is placed back on and secure, I am going to get a wood stem that I've actually found outside. It was just a branch that I cut into pieces. And that is what I will be using for the trunk of these trees. I know that they sell these at Dollar Tree, but I do not ever find them. So I just got some from my yard and used those. now we're going to go in and make a second Christmas tree, and I just take all the steps that I've previously taken, and then I'm going to go in and show you these cute papers that I bought from Hobby Lobby. Again, they were 25 cents each. I end up using the music sheet that you see here in a minute. Look, aren't these so cute? I loved them. I couldn't leave not one behind. I had to get them all, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with them all yet, but I'll definitely find something. That's the music sheet I end up picking for this next Christmas tree. And I, again, just traced, cut, paste. And I will admit that I did mess up on this Christmas tree because the lyrics were facing the wrong way when I first did it. So I did have to go back, trace again, cut again, and all that. So if your design does have something that needs to be faced upright, be sure that you pay attention to that detail so you don't have to go back and do it again like I did. After all that, I am going to again secure that with hot glue and put that on to the back of the triangle. And here I'm using some jute twine that is also found at Dollar Tree. And I am just going to make a simple little cute bow with that jute twine. After I get that all wrapped and made into a bow type deal, which isn't the greatest, but whatever. I obviously need to work on my bow skills. After that, I do go in and just burn the fuzzies on that bow. And it does give it like a burnt rustic look. I don't mind it, but just an FYI in case you don't want that. Maybe just cut off the fuzzies with scissors or leave them. So after I get that fixed up, I do go in and add some bells. And the bells, again, are found at Dollar Tree. And they come in a pack and with a lot. So I definitely have been using those up and enjoying them. They had quite a few sizes, but I just grabbed these mini bells. I attach that to the bow, make it look a little cuter. And then I'll hot glue that to the top of the tree as well. Here I am going to make a base for the tree using Jenga blocks, and I do just lay it out here first, but I use 3 for the base and then I glue 4 around that base. I don't know why I didn't glue it now, but I didn't. I was just testing out how it looked, I guess, and I come back to it in a little bit. I go in and go ahead and glue my bow. I guess that I figured I liked it. It was good enough. and then I'm going to go in and glue all the pieces for the Jenga block and then glue that branch to the Jenga block base. And for the third and final tree, guys, I am taking the same steps, not going to take you through them all again. I do end up choosing that holly bush or holly berry paper and put that on there. And I'm going to do the same as I did with the first tree, make the dots that I want to drill, so it gives me more or less a template. And then I'm going to go in with the drill and make those holes, again, big enough to where those lights will go through and look cute or whatever. These lights are still from the Dollar Tree. And here I'm making that Jenga block base again for the rest of my trees. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, but for some reason I waited and then I go back and do it all. I don't know. I'm weird. But yeah, they worked out pretty well. I did not get these ideas on my own. I saw another YouTuber do that Jenga block thing and the scrapbook paper deal on these triangles. I just thought about the lights and the little bow, but I will definitely leave her video down in the description bar if y'all want to check out her. And there you have it. These came out super cute. I loved them. Super simple to make and DIY. And here's how they look. Alright guys, here is DIY number 2. It is going to be a cute Christmas wagon. And I'm start off by mixing in some red colored acrylic paint with some water. And just keep mixing that until I get the opacity that I want. And then I use this wooden crate that is from Dollar Tree. And I am going to paint or stain this over that crate. And this technique is pretty neat. You can make any like stain that you want by using your color and then water and then staining your wood with this. I really love using this technique and I really like how it comes out, and you can really customize it to how much color you want shown or how little by just using more or less of the water or paint. Now I'm going in with a wooden popsicle stick and cutting just that end off. I also need to make a little handle for that popsicle stick, so I do use some jute cord and I rub on some Mod Podge to make it stiff, and then I just form like an oval with it. And when that dries up, that'll be stiff enough for me to use as that little handle for my wagon. So I glue those two ends together and then just wait for those to dry. And while I wait for those to dry, I do want the handle and that wooden popsicle stick to be colored black. So I go and get some matte black acrylic paint and paint over those sticks and that handle. And while I'm doing that, that handle does harden pretty quickly, so I go ahead and paint that and then let those dry. Next, I do go in and dry brush over the little crate with red color, and the reason for that is I just didn't make that paint as opaque as I would like. So doing this dry brush technique just gives it a unique look, and I do sand over that paint that I put on there just so that it all blends in really nicely. Next, I'm turning this over and I am going ahead and again taking some branches that I found outside and cut into pieces to use as the wheels for my wagon. And I do realize on the second wheel that I glue that on wrong when I get to the third wheel, and I take that off and fix that. After gluing those on and my popsicle stick and string are dry, I just glue those together and stick that to the bottom of my wagon. And I could not get the handle to stay the way I wanted to, so I just grabbed like a toothpick and wedged that under the handle at the bottom and then put a lot of hot glue just to make it stay the way I wanted to stay. I'm sure if I wasn't recording I would have thought of something better, but this is just what I did, being in a hurry. Next I have these decals that I printed with my Cricut, and it just says fresh cut Christmas trees for 25 cents. So I stick that on there, and then I have another decal that is just 3 little Christmas trees, and I go in and stick that on there as well. After I get that on there, it is time to put together the inside of my wagon, and I have some mini pine cones from Dollar Tree. I also have some mini trees, and I also have some mini ornaments, and then I have these 3 trees that I bought at Walmart for actually less than $1. These were 86 cents each. Really sturdy, really nice. So I just picked 3 of those up to put in there. I get that block from the garden center at Dollar Tree and just cut it to size to stick into my wagon so that those trees and pine cones and things are elevated, since it is a little deep. And then I just fix it to how I like it, adding ornaments, pine cones, and mini trees in there. And then that is all for this DIY, guys. Super simple, super cute sitting out. I love the way it turned out. Really inexpensive, and of course if you don't have a Cricut, you can always just buy stickers, and here's how it looks. Hey guys, now we are on to DIY number 3, and they are believe, peace, and joy signs. I do have this 1x4 scrap wood left over, and I have one that is measuring 10 inch, 8 inch, and 6 inch. So I just go in with my Waverly and Antique and paint all of those and paint all of the sides that color. This is an alternative to using a stain. And after I get all of those painted, I obviously wait till they are completely dry before moving on to the next step. And I printed these signs out from Cricut, but remember guys, you can use stickers, paint them, or write them on yourselves. You don't have to have a Cricut to recreate this. So I just go in and I stick on the joy and get that on there real good, and then I go and repeat the same steps for the other 2 signs. And this is really inexpensive. I didn't go buy this wood. This was just some scrap wood I have, but even if you do have to go buy it, it's not that expensive. You just need 1 piece. It would probably be about $2 and something cents, and then you can decorate it however you like for whichever holiday or whatever you're decorating for. These look good. You can customize them completely to what you like. Use different bows. They don't just have to be Christmas. Like I said, you can customize them to whatever you are wanting them to use for and display them at whatever time. I just think making 3 of them is a nice bundle and comes out looking great. So after I go in and stick on that final sticker, I believe, I do go get some red and black buffalo check ribbon, and I just wrap that around the top at first, and this is what I meant by cheating on my bows. So I wrap that around, hot glue it, and then I go back and measure out some more ribbon, and just glue that ribbon into a circle. And then I pinch the middle together and tie around some thin jute twine to the middle of that to make it like a bow. Really easy if you're not good at doing bows. This is an easy technique to do. I decided to go and get some greenery off of a pick, and I got that pick from Dollar Tree, and it just had this greenery that had some faux snow on it. So I decided that I'm going to place that and then the bow, and then I left some twine hanging from the bow, and at the end of those I am again using those same little bells from Dollar Tree and tying them to the end. And I do repeat these steps for all 3 signs. Now I'm just going in and gluing everything down now that I like how it looked, and gluing the bow down. And I do go in and add some embellishments at the end after I feel like it needs more. I'm using the chalked Rust-Oleum matte clear spray to just make those letters look a little matte, because I did not like how they were shining. Again, those little embellishments that I'm using now are from that pick from Dollar Tree. You see me cutting it off there. And then the pine cones are from that bag of mini pine cones that I had shown you that I bought in my haul. So if you see those, pick those little pine cones up. They do come in handy for lots of different projects during the Christmas time. There, the picks are different, and those berries didn't have the faux snow on it, so I just grabbed some white paint and dabbed some snow on those berries to give it the same look as the others. And there it is, guys. Super simple, inexpensive way to make you some signs for your home, and here's how they look. Hope you enjoyed them. Alright guys, so now we have the final DIY number 4. And these are just some faux books of the Naughty and Nice list of Santa. And I used 1x6s and cut those into about 7.5 inches. And of course we did 3 of those. And here I'm using that same technique that I did with the wagon, where I put some water and red paint color. And this one I did get more to how I liked it, and it came out better. And if you can see that, it just comes out so beautiful. I love this technique. It's like your own stain. Next book, I do go in and use some chalk paint that I have on hand and just paint that white. The next book, I'm using Waverly and Antique and painting all of those sides as well. Again, this is just a different alternative to staining a book. I really love this antique, and it's super simple to wash off your hands and your brushes. Next, I'm going to take some sandpaper that comes in a pack from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to sand the fronts of the books that will be showing, and just make them look a little bit more rustic, not rustic, but old aged, I guess, just to make them look a little bit realistic. So next I'm going to be painting some stickers. I wanted to give a different alternative than using my Cricut for this, and I had these stickers in silver, so I do go in with a matte white acrylic paint and paint all the stickers that I know I will need in white. I do have a sign over there that will go on the top of the books that I did print out from the Cricut, but you can just use like a printable or draw or paint it onto the book yourself if you have that skill. I'm going to go ahead and glue these books together. If you can tell, I had an incident, glue it on the wrong way, had to take it apart, scrape off all that glue, and then now I'm gluing on the correct way. And I am using the Gorilla Glue, guys. That's really good glue stick for sticking your wood together. Now I'm starting from the end and working my way inward when I'm sticking on these stickers, just so that I don't have to try and play the guessing game and seeing if I give myself plenty of room on my books for my letters. And this is just going to spell out naughty and nice list. And I will use that chalked protective top coat again, just to seal those stickers in better. I have been liking the way that spray works. That Cricut sticker just says sealed by Santa. This is Santa's naughty and nice list, so makes sense, right? Now I'm taking some black and white buffalo check ribbon, and I got this one, I believe, from Dollar General. And I am going to wrap that around the top of the book, kind of like I did with the wood signs previously, and then go in and make the same type of bow for these books. This was all really easy to put together, guys, and you can customize it to however you like. You can use different bow, whatever's going to match your theme for the year, for this Christmas time, whatever. You can make books, again, just for year round. They don't have to just be Christmas. It can have your family's name on it. It can have different quotes on the books. And you don't even have to use wood if you don't have that on hand. You can use 3 books and just tear off or paint over the cover to make it how you are wanting it to look. Again, I got that greenery from a pick, one of those Dollar Tree picks, and I'm just gluing that on before I glue the bow on top of that. I am using a thinner burlap ribbon to wrap in the middle of that bow. I didn't like the way the twine looked, so I ended up going back in with that ribbon and really like the way that turned out. I do leave this book pretty simple, but I love it, and I hope you guys get to recreate it. And here's how the ending turned out. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. I'll talk to you later. Bye.